share with you. Good morning.
Good morning.
It's always a pleasure to be with you, to stand up here and talk to you, and to know you listen to me. I don't always get that at home. In Dr. Wayne Dyer's top 10 principles for manifesting with your mind, his 8th principle is treat yourself as if you were already what you want to become. This is becoming a conscious creator. In Dr. Dyer's explanation, he told the story of his daughter when she asked him to purchase a very expensive prom dress for her. He told her no, that it was way beyond his budget. And at this point, his daughter used his own words against him in her argument. She told him that she had already tried the dress on. She saw herself in the dress. She had a picture of herself in the dress on her computer in her bedroom. And she really, really felt connected to this dress and would be pleased by this dress. Her father's response was epic. He says, well, if you can see yourself in it, then you can see yourself earning the money to pay for it. And she did. She drew up a contract with her father and outlined how she planned to earn the needed funds. Now, at this father-daughter exchange, I had to laugh. I had to pause because I understand how disconcerting it can be to hear my own words come back to me in an argument with my son or my husband. But that's a story for another day. The principle, treat yourself as if you were already treat yourself as if you were already what you want to become, is fundamentally the law of attraction. Simply stated, the law of attraction says that like attracts like. Positive thoughts and actions attract positive outcomes, while negative thoughts and actions, they draw in negative outcomes. What we focus on is what we attract. There's no guarantee we're going to get it, but it attracts it. Dr. Dyer is encouraging us to get out in front of our life and to see ourselves as having what we know we would like to have and who we would like to be. Without even realizing it, we are constantly creating and co-creating our realities through our actions, reactions, thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. I use the term co-creating because God always has the last word. But we have more input than sometimes we realize and we give credence to. When we change our thoughts, when we change our actions, when we change our reactions, when we engage our heart, our mind, and our soul together, change happens. As opposed to living on autopilot and blaming others for what is happening to us, around us, blaming our parents, blaming our boss, blaming our partner, blaming the weather, blaming the government, blaming God. This blame creates a circular reference, always going in circles and coming back to the same starting place again and again. It's the proverbial catch-22, or you can't get there from here. There is an alternative. We have the opportunity to choose and to direct our thoughts and how we act and react to what is happening to us and around us. With more awareness comes the ability to take control of our thoughts, feelings, actions, and beliefs. This is becoming a conscious creator. 2,500 years ago, the Buddha said, "What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create." We are challenged to become co-creators with the divine. And I am amazed at the human ability to be conscious and consciously attract that which we wish to bring into our lives. This attraction begins in the present moment with mindfulness and awareness. It is as simple and yet complex as slowing down and examining our thoughts and thought processes. Examining our words before they leave our mouth, consciously thinking about how we want to be, how we want to do, how we want to act. I strive to be loving and compassionate, and I strive to see myself that way. And yet there are some times when I default into judgment and criticism. And no, you can't ask my husband that question either. Where are my thoughts and actions taking me? In these mindful moments, can I see myself living in a peaceful, harmonious world with caring and loving people? Is this the vision that you want to create? Yes, it is. And it all starts within, one little piece at a time. I'd like to tell you the story of Garrett Porter and Planet Meatball, a true story. Happened about 1977. Garrett was a 9-year-old child, and he was diagnosed with a right hemisphere non-operable brain tumor and had about a year's prognosis for life. And he asked his father if he could die. And his father, in a moment of courage, said, "Yes, Garrett, you could die." And Garrett's reply was, "Well, I choose life." And so together with one of his doctors, she taught him biofeedback, mindfulness, and visualization. And together they created a visualization for him. Now remember, this is 1977, and the first Star Wars movie had just come out. So his visualization was he was in his little starship, and he would use the guns in his starship, and he would shoot off pieces of the tumor, which he called Planet Meatball. And every day he did this visualization for almost a solid year. Every day he saw his guns shooting off pieces of Planet Meatball. And then one day when he went to shoot at Planet Meatball, his guns didn't work. And at this moment, in his head, he heard a voice that said, "Your guns have jammed. We are sending help." And from the side, from behind him, he saw a beam of light coming forward and hitting Planet Meatball, and it exploded. And when the dust settled, it was gone. And he told his mother, well, says, "Well, I don't have to do that visualization anymore. The tumor is no longer there." She said, "Oh, Garrett, you still keep doing your visualization." She was wanting to encourage him to still keep doing this. And he said, "Why? The tumor's gone." And sure enough, when the doctors did the scans, they found the tumor gone. And Garrett is still alive. And Garrett wrote a book together with his doctor, which is entitled Choose Life. And in the description, it says, "This book is an in-depth look at the body's ability to create health through the power of the mind. The self-image we hold in our mind is a powerful blueprint affecting our total health and ability to heal our body. And it delves into the role that beliefs, attitudes, and expectations play in creating both disease and wellness. What they don't mention, and what I view as the most important component, is to consciously involve the divine. Invoking the divine begins in our heart, joins together with our mind, and then works through our soul. God is the key component in the process. Together with the divine, we align our thoughts, our actions, our hopes and dreams to bring a new and potent aspect to our reality. It's easy to say, oh yeah, I trust God. But can we really? I mean, really? Do we? Not can we? Do we really trust God to be involved in our hopes and our dreams? Do we really, in our heart of hearts, trust the divine? This is where we strive to be. This is what we're aiming for, learning to trust God. For when we establish this trust, we recognize that the divine is aware of so much more, aware of potentials and possibilities that are bigger and bolder and brighter and more expansive than we could ever imagine. When we trust, we realize that these potentials and possibilities not only include what we want to create, but things that we cannot see. God sees the bigger picture beyond our limited vision and limited imagination. So yes, follow your dream and invite God into the process to walk with you. As we allow ourselves to align with God consciousness, it becomes easier. And wonderful things come as we recognize that we can only do this with God's help. Then we perceive more of what is possible. How do we do this? A simple invitation will do. A prayer, a hope, a dream. We invite God into our decision-making process. We invite God into our life to walk beside us, to help us, to become an integral part of the equation that is our life. God is always present, but we do have to invite God in. We are literally creating in every moment with every thought and every action. Life can be abundant and rich. We can create beauty and vitality and well-being, resources, people, and experiences. We can create joy, harmony, love, well-being, abundance, and freedom. We can raise our personal awareness, and we can positively contribute to the raising of the consciousness of all humanity. It starts within me, one action at a time, one thought at a time. Long before I met my husband, probably 40 years ago, he was handed a card that said, "Expect a miracle." And he keeps them in his wallet at all times and hands them out, sometimes two at a time, to those people who are struggling or maybe lost. But he hands them out. And so I'm going to share this card with you today. Khadijah's going to pass them out if you would like one. To expect a miracle, to work with God, have the expectation that God's miracles will be right there in your life. See a miracle. Expect a miracle. And today and every day, walk with God. Namaste.